said there was 4 without me. That's how D&D is. Everybody's too busy. Yeah.
Are we live? Oh no, you're fine. I was just wondering if we were already live. I know I'm 5 minutes late.
Let me fix my camera real quick. I need to get
Oh,
this.
who is this person? Hello.
Be right back.
What do you mean? Oh. Ah!
Why did you disconnect instead of just turning the camera off?
Jesus. Maybe fan. Yeah, I don't hear anything myself. Waiting for it. I don't hear anything but I don't know if that's because of something else or what. I can hear myself, but I actually can't hear you in the stream. Yeah. No.
How about now?
Try saying something again.
Testing, testing, testing.
No, nothing's coming through.
Awesome.
At least they sound like.
One moment.
Can you guys hear him? Because I can hear myself, but I can't hear him in the stream.
Not really, no. Let's see.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Very quietly, but I don't know if that's
Nothing.
through a headset.
I get nothing.
No, Pam's there. She's just, or Pat, sorry. She's just not
I'm Pam
moving.
now. Cool.
Your pomegranate. I hear something that sounds vaguely electronic.
Yeah, it's.
Okay, how about now?
Yes.
There we go. Yep, we're good.
Awesome. Okay. Chat, are we noticing any audio regularities or I like how I just said we're seeing all my random tabs right now. Chat, my laptop has died, so I'm gonna have to watch you on my phone. Sorry if I'm not super good at responding to you. I'm sure our darling Bulltrip have eyes on. But for now, let's see who is coming with us. So it's Aura, Gore, Vitali, and Rezo. And that was a big audio oof. So we begin as we mean to go on. There are 4 Crownbreakers, and as established, they are going to the Caverns of Chu'ude.
The Caverns of what was that?
Chu'ude. Also, there's definitely like an electronic chirping noise coming through somewhere. It's going.
Yeah, same here.
It's not on my end.
Oh god, are you playing like a Tamagotchi or something?
Yeah,
How is that? How are we hearing that on the mic?
it's just that good.
That's amazing. All right, Ura, your HP is 78. Your AC is 16.
Nice.
Jeez.
That's
Still
loud.
logging in.
All
By
right.
the way, check out my new streaming pad. It's a
Yeah.
lot nicer than the basement.
Yeah, it's like you're in some you're in a very arty place.
Yeah, so these are my stepfather's paintings, and this is his studio. He's obviously not using them anymore because he's passed away. But if you see anything you like, they are for sale.
There you go.
Showing out my dead stepdad's artwork here.
That's the life of an artist, I suppose.
It is. They only get famous after they
Rezo,
pass.
I'm sorry, but I'm changing to chord because I have to do this. 88, 20. Alright, yeah, sorry. HP 20. Show me.
What was that?
I changed your tab from core to spells really quick because I had to check some stats to slip token. And that only leaves Italy to set up. Ultra, what's your AC again?
Good question. 18. Ouch.
Alright, so is that me? Because I'm hearing Facebook bleeps.
Oh, God, it's definitely me. Let me close all my Facebooks.
Past contract. Lumitar. Alright. So you've all received the contract. It's to go to a terrible remote demi-plane that is seemingly entirely made of rock, known as the Caverns of Chu'ude, and kill an angel. What a surprise. Contract reads as following.
Yeah.
Crownbreakers, the High Mind commands you to eliminate the angelic threat. This threat resides in lower quadrant C, 6B, designation Quicksilver. The threat has caused mass fatalities due to mine cave-ins. Physical descriptions from survivors indicate it could appear in multiple places at once, perhaps by illusory methods. Reports indicate some low mines are tainted by encounters with the angel. You are free to dispatch them without penalty, as they are no longer considered in accord with the High Mind's purpose, and thus bio-waste. The Crownbreakers that achieve this shall be compensated the equivalent of no less than 12,000 gold pieces in etheric metal bars. Present this script of proof to Midmind, designation Quartermaster Aurora, to receive the compensation. So yeah. You're headed to what is basically an endless upper mantle of a planet. Or rather you are there. The Crownbreakers who were just in Belm, just an undisclosed amount of time later, hitch a ride, find their way here, and find their way up with some of the Crownbreakers. You guys know that this is probably a Lumitar. Their whole shtick is that they can essentially make duplicates of themselves. So you figure you're going to need to double up and, have a few more Crownbreakers than usual just in case. The trick is that sometimes the duplicates are actually the Lumitar. You don't know until you're about to break the crown, and then they actually just disintegrate. Or they don't, and the crown can be broken. So yeah. It is dark. There is not a map. You have arrived here about an hour ago and have followed the simple instructions with the contract for how to reach the nearest point of authority. Anybody who'd like to take stock of... Yes.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I'd like to do a knowledge what do we got? In history, nature. What is this high mind that we're hearing about in summons? Do I know anything about
I would say you generally know that.
Should I do an intelligence check or something?
I would say roll history.
History. I'm not an expert in history.
There are some things that all of you will just know, but if you roll high, then I'll... Okay, you did not roll high. Alright, so this territory is known as the Mind Sphere, and it's ruled over by the High Mind. Who or what the High Mind is does not come across in the contract. What is known, generally, is that they orchestrate the work of a variety of sentient races via varying degrees of telepathic communication. Their principal industry is mining and refining various precious metals for export beyond the Omni Caverns of Chu'ude. That's why you know about Chu'ude. That's why you care, because it's not exactly a friendly or safe place to be. But the Mind Sphere has turned into a profitable enterprise, so they export to a lot of places like Belm, which, you know, city in the sky, not a lot of stuff ready to mine. You guys have been walking through the caves for perhaps an hour before you find a green light emanating from a hallway ahead of you.
Okay.
Yeah, you hear the sounds of people shuffling around and, you know, talking, sort of in a sedate fashion. Like there's some sort of like rhythm or cadence to the voices. You could roll insight if you wanted to, or you could just continue forward.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll insight.
Yeah, I'll roll an insight too.
Sounds good.
So I don't believe my character has met
You know Vitaly. You don't know Gore or Rizzo. Yeah, this is not uncommon for Crownbreakers to be like, oh yeah, I worked with that guy once. He's cool. Or yeah, we don't know him, but we know he's a Crownbreaker. So, and just sort of go for it.
Oh, I was just curious.
So, so Gore, he feels that something's off about the voices, and he feels like they're almost not speaking for the purposes that you'd expect someone to speak. It's almost like they're speaking to hear themselves talk, if that makes any sense. And it's a strange euphoria. You guys come upon a place that a sign informs you is Depot 7, green light. There are people here, a variety of races, many of them humanoid, some Tuskars, some Artatas, you know, bird people, and generally speaking, as you approach, people sort of turn to look at you, mumbling things like, mostly just a purposeless gibberish of words and onomatopoeias. Although they do recognize you and they give like kind of like a backhanded nod, like sup, before turning back to what they're doing. Mostly they are engaged in various forms of menial labor. Some of them are scrubbing clothes. Some of them are using their pickaxes to mine at the walls. There is a built-up, like carved stone area ahead of you with some metal floors and doors. One of the bird people advances and goes, "Oh, Crownbreakers?" in a questioning fashion.
Can I just flip him off?
Yes. So, here's a question. So, like in Gore's culture, how does one flip someone off? Like, does he just throw him the finger?
Yeah, I'm just gonna flip him off.
Okay.
Like, not your business.
Okay. The bird doesn't seem to understand what it means. Like, looks at you kind of confused, and then like extends like one of its like talons in like a vaguely similar fashion, but he doesn't have the right number of fingers. And he's like, "Greetings to you," because he assumed this is like, "Hello, peace between worlds."
Nice. I like that.
I'm just gonna be like, you bastard.
It's dramatic.
Wow, this guy's an ornery fellow, huh?
Apparently.
My character kind of chimes in.
Yeah. Hold on.
Roommates?
Alright, so, I mean,
Hopefully you guys aren't going to pick up too much of the background, but yeah, so,
I'm more than willing to say yes, Crownbreakers, and you are?
the Artata hops on one leg and says, "Oh, oh, I am sent to get you. Oh." And he sort of hops and then drops into walk in 2 feet towards the doors. Before he arrives, without anything being said, a woman muttering something about stones begins to roll open this metal door, and she walks somewhere else. She turns. There's a very deliberate, like 270-degree turn. Just walks in a straight line, as if now it has nothing to do with that door that she just opened. The Artata, leads you. He won't get too far out ahead of you because he's trying to get you somewhere, you presume.
Can we see anything like traps or ambush or
You
something?
could roll perception to see if this is anything suspicious is going on.
Did you say perception?
Yeah, perception.
Yeah. Oh.
Some of these sources are. Chat, can you hear the stuff going on behind me?
Yep. Everybody can see you there.
I can't really, but it's hard to tell.
Well, I've muted it now, right? Should I mute myself?
Alright, 1 second.
Yeah, you're muted still. There you go. Now you're unmuted.
Alright, I apologize profusely for the various issues we're going to have tonight, but it's, also that one. So we begin as we need to go on. So has anybody done anything in the meantime?
No, I'm just following along.
Alright.
Yeah, my character is definitely just following along.
Alright, you guys, let me check the perception rolls. Yeah, so you notice absolutely nothing to miss. You guys arrive and are brought to a man in basically a piece of like big hulking metal that almost seems like it's welded together, but it moves around on him. He looks at you with an appraising eye. The bird hops off the moment that you've arrived. Most of the people around here are keeping pretty busy. You notice some strangely shaped crates that half of you will find familiar. And the quartermaster says, "This mid-mind is designated Quartermaster Aurora. It is a pleasure to verbally commune with you. I take it you are here for the promise of the reward.
As always.
That's
We're here to kill angels.
reward kill angel, yeah.
He's like, indeed, we require the removal of an angelic infestation numbering approximately one.
Approximately. How is it that hard to tell?
It's
There
Either
have
one or
been
more.
conflicting reports. My information is limited. I cannot mentally commune at as great a range as the high minds can, and my interface is more limited with the extremities. I can see through someone's eyes, but only if they are close by. I must rely on the memories that they transfer to me, and these memories do not always align. It is problematic. We rely on a multitude of perspectives to resolve conflict in the best course of action. This abnormality has proven deleterious to the schedule. In a very dour tone, but without like changing his where his eyes are looking or anything.
So
He tells you lower quadrant C6B designation Quicksilver has suffered a full half under quota issue. This is most distressing to the high mind.
what kind of issue?
Yeah,
We
what
are here
exactly?
to extract resources. Designation Quicksilver was once known for Quicksilver, not a very important resource to extract. However, Class A minerals have been unearthed in this area, so extracting these resources has become a key objective. The High Mind sent additional resources, and we had begun using Belmian blasting gas to clear areas. Unfortunately, accidents began to occur that we could not account for. And then, stories of an angel began to emerge, conflicting memories. I was dispatched personally to the front, where I witnessed the angel. With my testimony, the High Mind issued it your contract. So I can confirm that there is at least one angel in the mines. I believe the Crownbreakers refer to this type of angel as a Lumitar, but I am not versed in the angelography identification. He says, seemingly thinking that it must be just like mineralogy, identifying things as ologies to him.
He seems
I
to be
do-
mad at science.
Can I do a religion check on the Lumitar?
Yes.
Or whatever check?
Yeah, you can roll a religion check. Alright, yeah, so you know that the Lumitar is mostly known for breaking people out of, nefarious charm effects. Like, if people are being, mentally dominated via magic, Lumitars will normally arrive and play some sort of angelic instrument which liberates them from these effects. It has sometimes been postulated that they would be able to reverse that process and charm people forcibly, but if they can, you don't know of any that do.
Oh shit.
Good. Sounds interesting.
Well,
Indeed.
if you give us directions, we could be on our merry way and start getting rid of this problem for you.
Certainly.
Let's get rid of this angel.
Regrettably, the mind map that we use to maximize efficiency is not well represented in a 2D space. As we lack sufficient means to project a 3D map for you, I will instead be assigning you an assistant. One of the Tuskars sort of comes up and he's like, Designation Greg. So, Greg has joined the party, and Aurora says, In the event that Greg meets an unfortunate end, you will receive a new assistant. Time and distance notwithstanding, within about 1 business hour.
Okay.
Please be careful. Every miner is a valuable asset to the High Mind, and while it is not explicitly stated in the contract, the High Mind would theoretically be under their legal right to deduct their value from your pay. If you were an employee, of course you are a contractor, subject to different laws. This designation has not been equipped with knowledge of dealing with contractors.
How much is? Yeah, how much do they cost?
He looks at Greg. He looks like he's thinking about this for a second, and Greg just nods back at him, and he'd say, "I value this unit's labor at 2 coppers per hour. One must consider the lifetime investment, however, of such a creature, and in communion with the High Mind, the capacity to produce could be magnified. Additionally, I would argue that the Belmian gas has proved a force multiplier in efficiency, and the resources here are of exceptional value, further complicating calculation. I can prepare a timesheet for you." Do you just turn to Greg and ask him what his value is?
No, to the quartermaster.
Oh, he's like, my value. My value is less immediately tangible. Without mid-mines, the system breaks down. I am important as a telecommunications relay and also administrative assistant. If I were to be removed, the system could engage in catastrophic failure. However, there are many mid-mines, and I am fully confident others would be found to replace me before such events could occur, though there might be a significant work disruption on this floor, putting my value, if we consider only my absence, somewhere near the tens of thousands of platinum coins.
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
God damn.
Comparatively speaking.
This is a grade A mining area.
I just want to know about the bird. How much that cost?
The Aratas,
Yes.
they are a valuable addition to the team. They have a certain keen sense for metal, shiny rocks, and also an ability to glide, useful in the wide caverns we sometimes encounter and the big holes we deliberately blow in the rock.
Of course, the birds are great at finding the shiny rocks.
Yes. I give you the Tuskar because designation Greg is heartier than your average human who tend to be quite weak. No offense to you or myself, as we are both exceptionally stronger.
Right, whatever you say, boss.
Wake up from your dream.
Do you tell him to wake up from his dream?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
This designation no longer sleeps. Thus,
Can we just go?
I am always awake. Yeah,
Do you daydream?
Quartermaster Aurora says, daydream. Definition, wasting valuable working hours. No, I do not daydream. I am efficient. That is why I am a mid-mind.
What species is he again?
He's human. This is a human man who just really we're acting real fucking weird. And you guys have encountered Tuskars and Artadas before. They don't act like this. None of these people you've encountered act like this.
Yeah, we're dealing with some weird ass hive mind thing.
Yeah.
But does that really matter? We're just here to kill an angel and get paid.
That's what my character definitely is of the opinion.
Hello?
I thought you were like a paladin or something. Weren't you all strict about rules last time?
I think he's lawful.
Is there any rules about hive minds or shit like that? Is that just weird or?
Which person are you?
I don't know if it would necessarily break your moral code, but
Well,
I mean,
which one is big or bad?
To get up there, you have to go from the side or from the front.
I mean, what is Vidaly lawful good? Is he lawful?
You have to go all the way down.
I don't know if he's lawful good. Let's
Yeah, I
see.
can pick it up from right there. Yeah,
But he's lawful.
Yeah, I think he's lawful neutral.
Okay, he's lawful neutral. I mean,
Yeah.
no. I mean, the hive minds tend to be fairly lawful. Additionally, how do you define hive mind? Additionally,
They seem to.
it depends on how it acquires members. It depends on how it acquires members.
Yeah.
And also if they're free to leave, which you don't know what the case of it is for either of them.
Yeah. But that's like stuff that.
You could roll
We'd have
Arcana or Nature to try and figure that out. Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck it. Why not?
Quartermaster Aurora kind of like looks Gore up and down, and he's like, "You seem very efficient at murder. Might I ask your pedigree?
Can you ask me what?
What is your ancestry? Do you descend from giants, perhaps?"
You can say that one as well.
Excellent. Giants can be very efficient, but you are clearly more intelligent, as you are capable of wearing sufficient equipment, and I assume operating it.
We can try it out.
We're all paid well.
I'm sure you will have ample opportunity. Quartermaster Aura says, "One more thing before you go. I have been authorized, against my earlier judgments, by the High Mind to issue you 2 gas charges." Greg pops open this crate and takes out 2 what look like glass bulbs with these weird chromatic gas floating around inside of them, banded by steel strips. They've got like little plungers on the ends. And Quartermaster Aurora says, "Greg will carry them and use them at your discretion, as long as he has not received contradictory orders from me or the High Mind. He has, of course, been ordered to not deliberately damage important assets, such as structures belonging to the Mind Sphere, valuable resources belonging to the Mind Sphere, or human resources belonging to the Mind Sphere. I remind you that any workers who have become designated as bio-waste for lacking in communion with the High Mind are not considered human resources and are freely disposable.
Go back.
Greg is well versed in the operation of these gas charges. Please do not attempt to detonate the explosives on your own. It will incur mass casualties, I am afraid."
So we can use Greg as a walking bomb then.
I mean, in
You
theory,
might-
Greg would attempt to prevent from needlessly killing himself, because he's a human resource. But depends on how Greg defines needless.
Well, we'll test it out.
Yeah,
At some
so we
point.
will.
How does it work, first off, and what's the range?
Are you gonna? So, like, how did you ask this to Greg, or do you ask this to the Quartermaster Aurora?
The quartermaster, he's a smart one.
All right, Quartermaster Aurora says they have an effective primary area of 50 feet and a potential shrapnel collapse area up to 500 feet. If you designate them properly, however, and shape the explosion, you will be in limited danger if you maintain a 100-foot distance at time of detonation. Each of them has a default 1-minute timer. Adjusting the blast cap can reduce or increase the timer. Greg is well versed in blast cap mantras and will understand the rotations intuitively. He will not be able to explain how to do this, though, so you might want to make sure he can see if he needs to adjust the timer. Yeah. In terms of like damage, Quartermaster Aurora thinks about it and is like, "I do not believe that we have encountered anything which would survive an explosion created by these. If we had, I suspect the ensuing collapse would deal with them."
Well, we should help with the angel then.
Yeah, so he seems pretty confident that this is a big fuck you bomb. Well, big fuck you bombs don't break crowns, though.
So basically, there's a big ass bomb.
You can nuke an
walking
angel
behind
on it
us
and it won't
all
die.
the time.
2. He's got 2.
2 of them as well. Oh, nice.
So let me just see if I get this. The creature that we are dealing with, the angel, we know that it can create multiple forms of itself, right?
Yes.
So hypothetically, a decent strategy would be, if we're dealing with a whole bunch of them, we could drop one of these fuck you bombs, kill them all, and would the angel with the crown, would that linger, or would it be reborn somewhere else? Would that be a problem, or would it come with them?
I would say you could roll like Arcana or Nature to like have a more precise understanding. You know it's possible to kill an angel such that it is dismissed to the far sky until such time as it can reconstitute itself. You think that the means normally needs to be somehow magical in nature, though. Yeah, I would say you don't think that the bomb can do it. You think that the bomb can destroy any and all of its copies, but the real angel will be left behind at 0 HP with its crown ready to be broken.
That could be efficient.
Do you say that?
I don't necessarily know if I want to tell the hive mind this. They would probably not need our assistance as much.
Well, I mean, they're giving you these charges, so it's like they know they're useful, and they think that it's a good investment to give you these explosives.
What is the value?
Yeah, I informed the hive mind that it's probably going to be very useful, and we will certainly use them to the max efficiency.
Okay, and 0, did you ask what the value is?
The value of the gas charges.
Quartermaster Aura says, they are produced in-house with imported Belmian gas. So, as we do not sell them, they have no value, strictly speaking. If this unit had to estimate, I would say... He looks at it, he looks back away, looks back at it, he's like, 100 gold pieces of labor and resources. However, this does not take into consideration logistics, monopoly, and craftsmanship. I suspect if we were to open an open market enterprise, we could expect to sell them in units of no less than 100 for princely sums, suffice to say, negotiate on a contractual basis with whatever polity was interested. I do not think that selling it individually to private contractors would be a good investment. They do not tend to be reliable clients, you will take no offense to me saying. Countries are less likely to die in one explosion.
Interesting.
Radio.
Yep.
Okay. Well, this guy's creeping me out, so let's get going. I don't say that out loud. I say, all right,
let's get going.
Inside voice.
I think we've got what we need.
Quartermaster always sort of like nods, and Greg grunts, and Greg's like, no food, right? And then for a second, he like kind of like shakes his head. He looks around, and he's like, "Who are you?" Oh, and then he just sort of stands there. He looks expectantly at the party, waiting for you to go somewhere. Quartermaster Aura says, "That is all. You can direct any questions you have to Greg while he remains within range, and I will be able to pass along the information to you."
Very well. I appreciate it. We will certainly make use of this form of communication if we have any further questions.
Excellent.
Or not.
One more thing. I have just been informed that the mind map, per our scouts, is incomplete and being updated at the moment. Cave-ins, explosions, and mishaps have reshaped several areas our scouts have not been back to. It may be possible that you will have to resort to finding your own local routing when you approach the area of angelic activity. Apologies for any inconvenience. The Mind Sphere maintains meticulous mind maps of the region, and I assure you the issue will be dealt with post-haste.
Right. All right. Well, Greg, lead us to the last known location in the Quicksilver region.
Tuskar Greg is like, "Ugh," and as he mutters about like, rocks, small rocks, blah, blah, blah. And he just sort of like walks off. You guys want to follow him?
Yeah, I'm following
Yeah.
him.
All right. So we find ourselves back in the darkness. This is your formation square, which is basically the formation in which you will be advancing through this cavern. Not every single bit of this long-ass cavern you're going to be going in and around is going to be mapped. But if you wind up in an encounter, this is how I will plop you down into it. So, with that in mind, how would you like to arrange yourselves?
Okay, so I've got ranged options, being a hexblade who uses a bow. So I'm gonna stick to the back probably. I think actually where I am right now is fine if that's
Yeah,
the back.
yeah. I'm a meat shield anyway, so.
Okie dokie. So I actually had another question. It's not gonna be this dark the whole time, right? They've got lights down in these mines?
Yeah, so the green light did have like a vague glowing green light. Greg will bring like without mentioning it, he'll just like sort of like open a crate and pick up a lantern. So like you guys do have some light sources, and there are like light sources installed around the area. It's just that
I have torch.
Yeah, it also seems like they don't need that much light to see things.
So there's some
I
sort of
am a human,
dark
but
vision.
Many of them are
that's
human.
interesting. Are they seen within my?
Well, do you want to ask them?
Yeah, Greg's right by
Yeah,
you.
sure.
Greg kind of grumbles and he's
How do
like,
you see in this?
he's like, I
Can
don't.
I understand anything he said?
He says, he kind of looks at you. He kind of looks at you guys, and then he shouts at a wall, just random gibberish. And he kind of like nods as it impacts. And Greg just says, "Designation Greg, here's his way." And then he resumes his muttering. You notice that it seems like the low level like sound bouncing around these areas they inhabit. Like it seems like that might actually be related.
His echolocation.
He's a bat.
I mean, maybe a little.
Does he look like a mole rat?
No, so he's got like the Tuskars have like they're kind of like trollish in complexion. They have like a horn, but they don't. He doesn't seem to be a species capable of echolocation. It seems more like he's for some reason he can do it.
You know what? I don't want to know.
I do. I would like to
My
know.
character is pretty taciturn about these sort of things. This is definitely weirding her out. She comes from a strange land with different cultural tendencies, but this is pretty much the strangest culture she's seen yet.
Yeah, this is weird. You want to be a part of the hive mind?
Okay. Well, hopefully we won't ever have to stay very long here again, but we'll get through it. Oh, and by the way, is there any way I could communicate to the party without Greg knowing what I'm saying?
Do you guys share
Or
any
Greg-
common languages that aren't common?
I have Elven.
I have
At
giant.
the same time, I mean, I went with Elvish, I think. Let's see. Did I write in my languages either? I might not have even written them in, but I don't think I have more than a few. Yeah, I think I just got common and Elvish. Oh, Celestial, sorry. Celestial, not Elvish.
I know Celestial.
Oh, wait, we all know Celestial. We're angel hunters. Don't we have to?
I'm pretty sure you just get the language.
We probably should, but yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, so you guys, yeah, no, I'll just say, even if I have forgotten to write it earlier, and by the way, sorry I didn't get the patch out for the subtypes. I will put that out after this session. You guys all speak Celestial, and you consider it a low likelihood that Greg personally speaks Celestial.
Oh,
But
Not to say much.
so we should probably
So
not
I'll still
try
look-
that.
I mean, I'm not really trying to do anything duplicitous. I'm just informing the group as to my thoughts regarding the. What did he say it was? Illustrian, the type of angel that multiplies itself?
The Lumitar.
Oh, limited. Yeah.
Luminar. Yeah, Luminar. Yeah, so if I could, before we get too far, I would like to just relay what I thought of to the party, that perhaps it would be useful for Greg to drop the bomb. If the Leotar has multiple presences, and it would likely not, send the angel off, it would just drop to 0 HP and prepare it for
Crownbreaking.
Yeah, so that's what I relay in Celestial to the party. And I suppose we can continue. I have to remember that it's dark and I can't see very far without that lantern. That could be very
So who doesn't have dark vision?
Me. I'm a human.
who doesn't have what? Didn't hear that one.
Dark vision.
There's a human?
Yeah.
Wait, Bullshit, I thought you were a Lucan person.
You thought I was a what?
That was last campaign. Viddly is a human.
Humi.
Yeah, you're thinking
Wait.
Spite.
It's all
You
middle.
know what? I think I'm confusing. There's a dragon.
Yeah.
That was the other
Armor
one.
wing, Cole.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you guys step out of the green light. The lantern held by Greg gives some significant glow. It seems to have some sort of white hissing stone trapped in thick glass that sort of the light from it seems to peel out around edges, and it's a dull light but an effective one to like give you just enough night vision without blinding you.
Hey.
It still gives an overall feeling of being in like some sort of like dark attic though, with some light in the distance. Greg just sort of, will grunt and like mutter like right, left, wait, pull, up, whenever there's like a decision point.
Okay.
You wander, and Greg at some point just stops stock still and like falls 5 feet behind the rest of you before you notice it.
Is something wrong with
Yeah.
Greg looks at you and says, "No, we're here."
Oh.
He gesticulates to a like the wall to your east. You realize is roll nature actually. Roll nature or maybe fuck it, nature. But basically, it seems like the eastern wall is very bouldery compared to the right side wall.
Icy wall.
Yes,
Not
you do.
even. You see floor.
Let's see.
This wall looks like wall.
Oh my god, I'm oblivious.
Oh!
I guess.
Oh, how appropriate that Mr. Stone is going to know all about these rocks.
Ooh woo.
All right, so everybody sort of looks at Aura is like, oh wow, it looks like this was caused by a cave-in. Meanwhile, Mr. Stone just like sort of he like looks at the rock, he sees a bit of a glint of something. Is that what he thinks it is? Oh, that is amazing. So there's a bit of what appears to be an electrum vein here. Some of like the rock is like bunched up here. It's an alluvial vein running through it. But he notices one strain of something else within it. Sort of a sea foamy metal. Adamantium. He knows it instantly. It seems that that must be the Grade A resource they found in Designation Quicksilver. What's more, it seems that this whole cavern has been brought down, probably based on what he's heard of those charges, by one of those charges going off. It looks like you have snaked. You've walked like sort of like it's like a curving corridor, but you realize it's not a curving corridor. It's like a lip that was dug out under the edge of the cavern, which, because of how it was dug out, did not get crushed.
Okay.
Yeah, based on how long you've been on this curve, this must have been like a miles large cavern.
Jesus.
Like, you could have built a town inside this cavern.
I want the
Did you
metal.
open off?
I want the metal.
Yeah. So you want? So do you like? There's like a bit of like a hunk of adamantium ore. Do you want to like take it? It's like in a rock. Do you want to just like take it?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and take it.
All right. Gore takes it. Greg says, "Are you appropriating Mindsphere property for angel killing reasons?"
Of course, we're gonna need this one to kill the angel.
Understood. Acquisition cataloged. And he says, I believe that the angel fled east, and he points at the rocks.
Like a rock wall?
You
Unfortunate.
mean we have to go through that wall?
Well, Greg like looks like he's like having this conflict, and something. I mean, I guess we could leave Mindsphere territory. I don't know if it's a good idea though. We're right here on the edge in Quicksilver, but the mind map is showing me there is a path north. It is beyond the limits of the Mindsphere's territory. The Mindsphere makes no assurances of any travelers or goods safety beyond its territory. As you are in the fringes, you are already only at bronze level maximum insurance for any loss of life, limb, or property. Leaving the area will put you out of network for any coverage.
That's fine.
We could go north.
Yeah, so basically, you could, like, it seems like you're not sure how many, like, tunnels and stuff have collapsed or reshaped around here, but you do know that your options are basically find a way through all of these rocks, or go north and then snake around outside of the Mindsphere's territory.
All right, Mr. Hive Mind. Theoretically, if we use one of the gas charges, what would happen? Give me a simulation.
And Greg looks, he says, if we advance 200 feet down the hallway in that direction and dig a 10 by 10 foot area, we could direct the charge such that it would likely open 5 to 7 potential paths forward in the event that we got the least optimal possible blow. That still means we're not dead. We would only have to dig for approximately 1.5 hours before making it through.
And how far is it to go to the north instead?
I believe with this group, it would be 40 minutes to route to the position that the angel was seen fleeing towards if we walk north.
I could.
What was that, Pat?
I mean, I don't see any reason why. Oh,
By the way, everyone, this is Aura. Say hello.
yes.
It'd be a waste of time and a resource.
Better to waste the time than one of these bombs, which could be instrumental to defeating the angel.
All right. So you guys advance north, I assume.
Yeah.
I definitely would like to.
All right.
My preference.
So you guys are, maybe 20 minutes in. Greg says, difficulty communicating with. I can't reach the midmind, guys. I'm sorry. He like rubs his horn, and he says, "Yeah, it's just like something's really going my. Oh there!" A stumpy dwarf emerges, kicking off some rocks. He says, "Arg, you scurvy dogs." And everyone, could you just let me know what your PPs are? How big your PP is?
I'm sorry, what?
PP. PP inspection day.
No, principal, not yet.
What is my
PP.
let me see what my passive perception is.
Mine's 12.
11. 11.
Okay. 7.
7 for what?
Alright.
You mean the passive perception?
Yeah, he's not a wise boy.
Yeah, the passive wisdom perception 14.
14? Okay, I would say Gore is a military man, you know. Lots of military experience. So is Rezo. Rezo just a bit more of a charge-in kind. And you notice that there seem to be dwarfs laying in ambush positions to either side. Additionally, they have kind of like Viet Cong tunnels.
Oh no!
Guys, it's gonna be fun.
And the dwarf's like, "Arr, you've come to the wrong bit of cave. This is where the Sardaukar exiles reign. You'll come before the Chain Chief. What are you doing? What are you doing here? Ah.
Would like passage through, please?
Oh, you want passage?
Yeah.
If you may.
That's some nice armor you got there. Ah.
Indeed.
How much is passage worth to you, lad?
Life.
What's your value?
What's my value? I'm worth a lot. They call me 10 Ogre Tim. You know why?
Do pertain why?
Yes, you're small.
You fucked
Tiny.
10 ogres?
He's like,
My
wrong, all of you. I once threw a stone so far, it went 10 ogre corpses length. The dead ogres that had been lined head to foot were... That was 10 ogre Uger. He killed the ogres.
I start laughing.
The dwarf laughs long. He's like, ah, yes. Well, do you know what that means?
You know what? I have a proposition for you.
He's like, I'm listening.
We can get a competition on who throws a rock more furthest away. I bet I can throw rock further than you.
Oh,
And if we win, you get us go. You let us go. Yeah, if we win.
He's like,
Or are you scared?
He's like, scared. And then he hops down 10 feet with like a pound of dust. And he's like, I'll show you. Well, yeah, you just come around the... Alright, boys, come on out. And the dwarves kind of like reveal themselves. And he's like, so, here's how this is gonna go. If you throw your rock not as far as I throw my rock, it's 1,000 gold. But if you throw your rock further than mine, I will let you pass one time free as a gift from the Sardar exiles in recognition of your prowess.
Oh lord, what the rest of the
Hope
group
you get
think.
thrown rock.
Greg kind of like comes up behind, whispers, and he's like, "Hey, I think I've like people have talked to my brain about these guys before. I think they're like murderous alcoholic midgets. Yeah, it's a big. The Mind Sphere. They don't like these guys. I think they're called dwarfs. They're bad news. Okay, I think that's why I can't talk. I can't talk to the. I'm not. He starts to rub his head and he's like, oh god, the fucking headache. No. Oh fuck. And he takes something. He takes a small glass vial out. He uncorks it. He drinks what looks like some sort of like sinewy milk, and his eyes glaze a little. And he puts it back and he's like, "I gotta get away from these dwarves."
How strong are they?
Would you ask Greg?
Yeah.
Greg's like, I just know they killed some miners once. I've never actually seen one. I can't see things in my brain like a midmind can.
What did the mine send to take care of them?
It didn't. Cost-benefit analysis. They decided it wasn't worth fighting over this stretch of dirt. The dwarfs are stubborn. They'll fight over basically granite. Honestly, it's kind of sad. And the dwarfs get on like, what you chuckling about, laddie? It's time to have a rock competition. See what the rock fallen star is.
Let's do it.
Alright. A hitherto unknown passage just opens to your east, where you see just a vast expanse of pebbles stretching out before you. And you can go there, and it's like, he says that we call this the Pebble Lane, because it's pebbles for miles. And you can go to the Pebble Lane, and you can have yourself your toss-off. I have put that area over to the east. I guess Greg follows you, wary of the dwarves, but, you know, not saying no. The area is, like, over here.
We allowed to.
Are we? Yeah.
Yeah. The dwarves, the dwarfs, like, kind of like they keep an eye on you, but they're allowing us to go down, and so so 10 Ogre Tim picks out a red rock, and he's like, well then, do you have a distinct stone to throw? He gesticulates at like the many miles of like grayish, brownish, just rock broken up. We're gonna have to see a color if we want to see how far it's come.
Let's say I'm gonna throw this rock as 20 doors away. Something.
20 doors?
Yeah, 20 doors away.
Jeez.
Something like that.
He's like, he's like, ha ha ha. And he's like, I'll throw it 20 of you away. Whatever you are.
Sorry, what?
He doesn't know what a Goliath is. But he's like, I'm gonna throw it 20 of you far away.
Okay. Yeah. So you can go first and throw.
Alright. Takes his red rock, blows on it, makes a circular motion over it, stabs forward, and then gives a full body windmill toss.
Did he just cast a spell?
Do you have any way of detecting magic?
Just looking at it.
Looking at it,
I have
roll.
investigation, so
You
can
can roll. You can roll.
Unless he did a sleight of hand and I didn't know.
Oh, he openly did what he did.
Yeah, well there you go. Can I do an Arcana check?
Yeah, you can do an Arcana check, to know about what happened. It didn't seem like a spell. The movement wasn't precise and controlled enough to be just a somatic only spell. Somatic only spells are pretty complicated because otherwise people would just be accidentally casting them all the time, even if so. It didn't really seem. I mean, Aura basically concludes there was no magic.
Can I check if there's some kind of other kind of cheating on?
Yeah, you can roll investigate to like see if like maybe that rock was like lighter than another. The rock actually looks a little bit larger than most of the rocks here. However, as it skips, it does make a weird sound. Almost like maybe its material is different. You're not 100% on whether it's better, but you do think that it has different qualities from most of the rocks you find here. To be fair, they did invite you to throw whatever rock you wanted.
Can I see if I find some kind of rock like different from the other ones?
Yeah, I'd say you got a 20 on the roll earlier, so I would say that you still know, like, hey, here's some cool rocks.
Yeah.
You see like what's sort of like basically like a small like some gravel molded together with quicksilver basically, and it's in a small hunk, but it glints. And it glints enough that you'll be able to sort of see it in the distance, in case people try to like argue who's went further. So yeah, I would say this is a ranged strength attack. So basically, roll like a strength attack with strength plus your proficiency.
He's not attacking anything. He's trying to get it as far as he can.
That's true, but I gave the dwarf a proficiency modifier bonus, so it would be like I would kind of, because that dwarf does not have a +7 strength.
Yeah, I was wondering that.
Yeah,
what?
But yeah, you're right. I should just call it for a strength roll, TBH, but we're here.
Yeah.
Well, it's up to you. It's athletics usually. So.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, fuck, you're right. It's always athletics to toss shit. Well, actually,
So
athletics will still add proficiency, but yeah. So you're proficient in athletics, right?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Better.
Thanks. Before I throw the rock, I'm gonna say in Celestial to everyone, get ready to fight just in case.
It's your 1,000 gold, buddy. It's on you.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
They're filching the new guy.
Huh?
Oh
There you go.
shit!
There you go.
Yeah, like one
was
of
a good
the
enough
one of the
motivation.
dwarfs says, "By Angir's turn," as each of the as the rock tops off into the distance, and it easily puts 10 over Tim to shame. And 10 over Tim is like, "Well, shagger my beard and call me an elf. You've done put over Tim to shame. I am as good as my word. You have free passage one way. I hope you don't mind, but we will be escorting you. It is our territory.
For why?
Just as far as you're in our territory. We don't like strangers poking around."
Not the first one we got.
Oh well.
So yeah, they're basically going to follow you to make sure that you don't try and
Time for this. Yeah,
steal their stuff.
Okay.
I'm not stealing your stuff, so it doesn't matter.
Alright, so
Alright, let's get escorted. And we'll be on the way.
you guys managed to make it, through the dwarf territory, and they sort of give you their leave. Greg sort of was like, we should take stock of where we are. And he begins to carve a little on the ground, and he's like, this is the Green Light Depot. And
Oh,
yeah, so he's carving on the ground to bring you back to the speed zero. They just left dwarf territory. The dwarves just tagged along after you won the contest. And he's like, this is the blast zone, and this was that ambush alley. So, I guess we're going. Fuck, and he like rubs his head, and he takes out that little bottle, and he downs a little more of the milk, and it hits different this time. That second hit's always different. And he puts it back, and he's like, there is a simple path forward, assuming no cave-ins. Please accompany me.
Guys, I really want to know what's in that bottle.
It's like
no, I don't want to drink it.
you could roll maybe nature to like have an idea of what it is, because it's a weirdly sinewy milk. Like it's an almost kind of clear white liquid, but it's almost like it has pulp in it, kind of like orange juice.
That's gross. It's either like gross, like gooey crap, or organic.
I was wondering what euphemism you were going to go with.
I was just messing with my AC, and that's got pulp. It's just fucking like gross slime.
Yeah, I'm I'm gonna roll nature if I know what it is. Just. God damn, with the 0 modifier.
All right.
How's that even possible?
All right, so got 16, and he's like, so you think that this liquid is not very organic in nature. It looks like it's like some sort of composite, alchemical, herbal. It looks like it has like strands of fungi in it, almost like maybe it's some sort of like fungal-based brew as its main component, and it's got something else in it. You're not sure what it could be coming from. If you got a sample of it and you had an herbalist kit or an alchemist kit and proficiency, you might be able to run some tests. But all you know is it probably has some mushroom involved.
Yeah, I'm not good at doing that.
Right. All of you feel a rush, a sensation. Oh no. Oh no. There is an angel. It is crowned up. It is nearby.
Oh.
Yeah.
How close, roughly?
It's just crowned up within a mile.
Ooh.
You guys have made it to a sort of like bent passageway. I will birth it for you swiftly.
Oh, thank you.
And it's so yeah, you have the sensation of someone is like closing. It's like it almost seems like it's closing in on your position. And Greg says, casualties reported ahead. Angel nearby. Angel. He begins rattling off like how many degrees and like kilometers away the angel is. But basically, you guys have just this gut instinct of where the angel is coming from, and you know that they are probably going to be here soon, trademark. Or it seems like they're going to be here soon. You don't have a gut knowledge of the map of the place.
Right.
But, yeah, so... Oh, shit, that was...
This is wall, right?
Yeah, so, yeah, but, so this is like a raised area, and this is a raised area, and this, the squiggles, the really ugly squiggles, are difficult terrain.
Okay.
So we could make an ambush.
Yeah, I was actually going to suggest that. I say, party. I guess in common.
How big
This
is
looks like this looks like a good place for an ambush. We know the angel's coming this way. I suggest we climb up onto this platform, hide behind that wall, and when the angel gets here, we leap into action. Oh, it's 5 to 10 feet? Okay, 10 feet. I think we could still athletics our way up that easily.
Yeah, I think you can just go, like, climb, like, speed half when you're climbing, right? Or is it just speed?
Mm-hmm.
I think you just have to spend the speed up.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we can make it up 15 feet rather easily. But, how big's the explosion and at Greg?
Greg says, you mean if we were to detonate it here,
Correct.
we would cut ourselves off from the territory, but we could contain it very well by placing it on the upper area We would just need 75 feet clearance from the blast zone, or risk falling rocks.
75 feet. Okay,
Oh my god.
that's nice to know.
You guys hear a mini stomping of feet to your north, and it looks like a lot of workers and one wounded man-at-arms is coming up behind them.
So, did we get a chance to actually? Did we have any time beforehand to?
Oh, yeah. So you guys can be set up wherever you want to be.
Okay, cool. Because I'm actually gonna get up here.
All right.
And I suggest-
Where would you like Greg to be?
I think Greg should probably be over here with me, just because he's not a melee combatant.
Basically, I
He's
could.
pretty much just good for throwing bombs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I could be a bait, in a way.
Okay, so I'm gonna be here.
Stand out there and bring him in.
Tim
Just
is
stand
some
next to me.
Italian
Yeah.
Rezo. Yeah.
What did I discover last week, though? I still don't know how to
Yeah.
use
Also,
it.
Austin, I think you need to give us your best Russian accent for Italy. What does he say
Oh,
right
fuck.
now?
Yeah, go on because
You're
I'm
right.
Russian. I want to hear it.
No.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Yeah, comrade.
Uh,
Drink a little other.
Comrade Bulltrap needs vodka for that.
Sadly, I do
Here,
not
take some
have.
of my.
It's in the other room. I'd have to go run for it.
That's all right.
Take a run for it.
That's
You
all
have
right.
exactly 1 minute.
So, all right. So do you guys like line up behind this difficult terrain? And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
all right. So the people are running, and you notice them from. They look kind of like people from earlier, but their eyes are rather than glazed, wide with terror, and they're screaming, and they are afraid. The armored guy behind them doesn't seem to be afraid. He seems to be a little bit confused, but
Okay.
he's still kind of with it. These guys they try and give you a wise berth as possible, but they're going to continue to run. Do you want to stop any of them, or do you try to stop any of them? Anything like that? Communicate.
no, I think
I'm gonna ask
Yeah, we-
Greg if they're part of the company.
Greg looks down and says, "Greg knows those designations, but they won't answer, Greg."
can I try and grab the comrade close to me and drag him next to Vitali, let's say, so she or he doesn't run away. Yeah, that one.
All right, so you wanna grab her?
Yep.
All right, so you sort of like she's sort of like really surprised. She doesn't even. She's like, "Who are you? Where am I?"
Calm down. What is happening?
He's like,
Nope. Yeet.
all I remember is this light and this beautiful music, and now I'm in this terrible cave. All I remember is that man at the soup kitchen.
So why are you running away from the beautiful light and the music?
Because after, oh God, I remember. Oh God, none of them. Oh my God, someone was. One of the Aratatas stops behind, and because the people have sort of realized this is kind of safe, so they're stopping to catch their breath. And the guy Crow's like, blow himself up, and she's like, yeah, that. We were all busy working, we're handling bit heavy equipment. I don't know why I know how to handle heavy equipment. I've never been a miner, but she looks at like the pickaxe at her side. And she's like, this weight, so familiar. Anyway, he had one of those spheres with him, and he dropped it, and the plunger went in, and he set the timer really, really low on accident because he was just looking at the angel. That's what she was. She was blinding. You could barely see. Oh God, but the music, it was so beautiful, and that's just all I really remember. It's like my life stops and the music starts again. It gave me a reason to live. I don't know. She looks back and she's like, I guess I was afraid there might be more cave-ins, but I don't know. So like the soldier guy sort of runs up a bit, panting, looks at you and says, "Crownbreakers, are you Crownbreakers?"
That is us.
He points behind him and he's like, "Angels coming."
There we go.
How many?
Thank you.
I saw 2.
You sure about it?
He says he thinks about it and he's like, "Not sure. Maybe 1. The other seemed to disappear in the explosion. Other disappeared in the explosion." He seems kind of sure about that.
Okay. We thank you for your assistance, I suppose.
He's like, okay.
No, my character's not really directly interacting with him.
This unit needs to hold on. He looks at the woman and the Artata and all these others and he's like, they are no longer in compliance with the Mind Sphere. They must imbibe their milk. Minor, imbibe your milk.
Greg said to me?
He says that to the commoner. No, Greg doesn't say that to you. What did you say to Greg?
I say, isn't your commune isn't your organization something that people do willingly? I'm sure when they get back to headquarters, they'll drink their milk if they want to be here.
Greg's like... Greg kind of looks at you, and he doesn't look like that look is back in his eyes, like it's kind of glazed, and he says, "Non-personnel that have fallen out of compliance are considered bio-waste. You are free to dispose of them."
Are we obligated to dispose of them?
Designation Greg, not prepared to make legal commentary, but does not suspect.
Then we can let them live if they...
Yeah, so the man-at-arms is like, he's trying to instill order, like shouting at them, like, you know, like he begins to instruct them, like, look, you're very sick. You need to drink your medicine.
Can I
rope
check
around
that
your neck.
she has her medicine?
You have. Well, he's telling them, like, to drink the milk out of their vial. Because they all seem to have, like, on a rope around their neck. Like, on a necklace. They have the same kind of vial.
I'm gonna use sleight of hands and
And
take her. Yeah,
Alright, roll sleight of hand.
the way the Greg doesn't notice.
Yeah.
Greg's up here with me,
Oh.
so...
Okay, so Gore, sleight of hands. So he does, like, when she's like, "What's this?" He's kind of like clasps the hand, rips it away, like, it scores now. And the commoner and the Tuskar drink theirs, and their eyes sort of glaze over, and they sort of mutter random things, and you start to hear that echolocating around the room. And the man-at-arms returns to muttering, but then he looks at the Artata and the commoner, and he says, "Drink." And the Artata sort of goes and flies up to this platform.
I tried to give one of my let's see, do I have anything? Nah, water skin or something that does look like she's drinking. And
Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is, like, with the 7, like, he kind of heard the hand clap, and he looks over and he sees you take it, and he's like, "Drinking that would be a bad idea for you."
you threatening me? Are you threatening me?
No, sir.
Not drink that.
You have not been inoculated. The substance is poison without inoculation. It would be mildly discomforting and hurt your stomach.
I'll give the vial to Vitali. Come on, drink it then.
What? What is what just happened in my hand now? Like, why? What?
The man-at-arms says, if that bio-waste does not receive her medicine, she will likely panic in the face of danger. This could create suboptimal outcomes. You guys feel a deep grating, like a lyre just grinding through your eardrums, in and out either one. The chords snapping through your brains, the reverberations filling your very souls. The Lumitar. is upon you.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I give the commoner the vial, and by give I mean like pop it open. And...
Oh, okay. Do you want to roll like an athletics to do that? Is that even the right thing to roll? No, I think dexterity.
It'd be like a grapple. So
Dex-based grapple?
yeah.
Go for it. The force feed medicine.
Fuck.
All right. Well, she's just a commoner, so she's probably not gonna make this. But you know. Yeah. So she's before she realizes what's happening, she's drunk it, and she's sort of like as she like halfway between like having like consumed it and having not. She goes, "Wait, I remember." And then she goes by the way, Roxbury. And she contributes to this weird sonorous stuff, and she goes and she crouches in the rocks over here. And the man-at-arms like, tells them to like basically fall back and stop being in a dangerous place. And yeah, Tyler sort of like hops around squawking, and everyone rolls initiative.
Oh no.
That sounds about right.
But I don't wanna.
Ooh yeah.
Yeah, what if we just want to be
natural
people with this
20.
thing? Alrighty, where's my initiative roll? Why? Says you wanted to send this result roll to a turn tracker, but no token was selected. Why does it always do that?
Had you clicked on Aura such that there were blue lines around her?
I think I did.
Were there blue lines around her?
Lines.
There still have to be blue lines and squares around her when you click the initiative button to send it to the tracker.
Blue
I have
lines.
to click on the token on
Yeah,
the
when you
screen.
click, click on the token on the screen. Blue lines will go up around them. I can manually add your initiative, so it's not a big deal. But
Yeah.
just in the future, you can do that, and it does speed up play a little. Right click, add turn, Rezo.
I appreciate you adding these on manually.
Aura, you're at 14. I will say that the man-at-arms has no reason to not assist you. So...
Yeah, especially since we did his dirty work for him.
Well,
Or at
Vitaly
least
did.
you guys did.
What?
I am completely neutral on the subject. And in general, being true neutral and all. So, let's deal with this angel.
Can Greg fight?
Greg doesn't really...
Greg will throw
Greg has a pickaxe, and he has two really big bombs that would... Like, the zone of explosion would be, like... Most... Like, basically this entire area.
Okay, so Greg stays behind.
Yeah. Yeah. The Lumitar sort of touches down right here before you. This angel's right upon you. You can barely gaze upon the radiant incandescence. This truly angelic creature, you feel a harmony within you, but also a screeching, a turning, a wrongness flowing in your blood. Your tainted blood, you took that chalice, you became a Crownbreaker. Guilt flows up in you. But the Lumitar offers relief. A massive glaive, bestrung along its rear. She plucks an angelic note, and there's a certain calm that comes over the cavern. She opens her mouth, and music emerges. Your minds receive the words. Why do you come to fight me? I only seek to bring freedom.
They're already crowned up, right? I don't
The
have to worry
Lumitar is already crowned up.
Okay, good. I don't have to worry about that again.
Into the pom-poms.
Oh, fuck.
I'm actually going to confer with Greg. Is Greg capable of throwing these bombs?
Greg says, I could push the plunger and throw them, but gas charges are large, and if it hit the ground wrong, it might rupture prematurely, either not detonating or detonating in an unpredictable pattern. And as he says that, he's like, I am referencing my cannot communicate with the mid-mind, cannot find a reason to live.
Greg, why don't you give me those bombs real quick?
Greg's like, I don't think I can do that. And then initiative order begins. Meanwhile, down here, like, do you guys like the Lumitar isn't attacking first? This Lumitar.
I want to yell at Greg. Give the bombs to her.
Alright, can you roll either persuasion or intimidation?
Intimidation.
Alright, yeah, so you're gonna like command Greg, like, give her those bombs.
Yeah. There you go.
Alright. Greg, like, is so startled that he almost drops them. He's like, oh shit. And he's like, hot potatoes them at Aura. And he's like, fine, fuck it. And he sort of steps back. The Artata is like,
why don't you handle the Birdman problem for us?
The Birdman runs to south, seeing the bombs being exchanged, because he gets the feeling something's about to go down. But yeah, so the Lumitar is not attacking you, but the Lumitar is intending to advance towards you. So I will say that we'll go through initiative order and just see how everyone acts, beginning with Vitaly.
Yeah. Basically, I'm just gonna speak at it and hold an attack for when it like reaches my zone of, opportunity.
Right. So Vitaly, describe for us what you're wielding.
I'm wielding a halberd. It's magical. It's just a +1 halberd. So I don't know if there's like a little bit of a shine to it. Probably bluish.
A bluish hue around the blade. Yeah, you've got a big shield on you too.
Yeah. So yeah. I gotta think about what I gotta say though. Fuck.
Yeah, you guys are sort of like at this weird standoff where there's these rocks between you and the Lumitar, and she's just sort of playing the strings in the back of her weapon, giving everybody like a preponderance of chill vibes.
As it is obvious we are about to do combat, perhaps I can get your name.
She says, certainly. I'm Sigorio.
Okay, is that a real name?
Sigorio. All of you can roll religion bookworm that shit.
Sounds
So I get expertise in this. That means I get like
double proficiency.
More? Double proficiency.
All right. Okay. So Rezo has Rezo and Vitaly and Mr. Stone. They've all heard of her.
I got 219. That's hilarious.
They've heard of her.
I suppose.
I have an additional +3 because can't be added.
I suppose I've never heard of her.
Yeah,
I got 22. I don't know.
You've heard of her. She's sometimes known as the Unbinding Note, and she is generally considered a liberator. And unlike most of the participants in the Giving War who you hunt, she didn't choose law over good. She chose good over law. She believed that it was better to give justice than to receive law.
Would that role allow me to know Providence and signature weapons because of my bookworm?
Yeah, I would say that you know that her Providence is euphoric gravity. Its trigger is half HP, and it will push you away from her.
Fuck. Okay. Yeah, that'll be my turn because I'm just gonna hold it because I can't reach her.
All right.
You could also possibly ask her why she's attacking this seemingly decent commune.
I mean, you only got like 6 seconds. I think asking her name and getting a response is about enough time.
Cough, talking as a free action, cough, cough.
Yeah, I talked.
Sorry. Sorry, continue.
At Grant. At what? At Lee.
Okay, so I guess it's the next person's turn.
It's the Lumiturd's turn.
Mm.
Indeed. So, the Lumitar is just gonna walk right up to here. And, never quite entering Vidley's range. And she's just gonna play her instrument. And this commoner is gonna make a saving throw. And she does not pass that saving throw. And she seems conflicted, and then her eyes roll open. She's like, I remember it all. And then I want to go back. As she collapses backwards, there's sort of like, oh shit look on her face. Like, I fucked up. It is vitally, that's the Lumitar's turn. The Lumitar does not dash or anything. The Lumitar just casually walking up. The man at arms like leans around the corner with a crossbow. He's blinded to look up like a normal person can't look directly at a crowned up angel. You guys are special by being Crownbreakers. As he tries to though, he makes a save. He doesn't pass, and his crossbow droops, and he rubs his eyes and he says,
It droops.
Mira. Oh no. Fuck. You said you'd make me forget! And he drops his crossbow, and it goes off, just skittering against the ground, striking that wall purposelessly. The firing mechanism seems a bit bent. He's like, fuck! I have to get out of here. And he moves 30 feet to the south. He seems to be quitting the field.
I think that's the north south.
It is, yeah, well, I mean, Crownbreakers have learned not to rely on non-Crownbreakers in fights with angels in general. Aura's turn.
Very well.
You got sort of a death from above angle on the Lumitar.
So I totally do. I could make the first strike here. Do I want to? I do like individuals. I mean, they're one of the only things in this world that my character absolutely loathes because they took people from them. I mean, it's gonna happen eventually, right? I might as well make the first strike. Okay.
Well,
Let me think. What is the best way to do this? Because I could probably cast one of my spells. Since we have time, I could probably even cast something like Q, which would be very useful. Casting time. Yeah.
I'd rather negotiate first if we could, but
Reaction. Well, we're gonna kill her, right?
You
There's
do
no-
get paid for killing angels in this line of work, but
No.
I mean, how does them? I mean, yeah, I mean, you can negotiate. I'm not going to stop you. It's absolutely possible.
Yeah.
And she has not yet initiated combat. Just to make it clear, she has not attacked you.
yeah, she hasn't attacked yet.
Oh, can I do a real quick knowledge nature roll?
What do you want to know?
Not knowledge religion. Are angels immune or resistant to radiant damage?
Yes, they are resistant.
They are resistant. Okay. Then I guess branding spite is not worth my time. But Wrathful Smite. I'm going to cast Wrathful Smite, which means the next time I hit with a melee weapon attack. That's lame. I'm sorry this is taking so long. I'm not an expert on playing Warlocks. I really should never have even considered it in the first place, but I always like to branch out and try new things.
You could just hex into just Eldritch Blast the class.
Yeah,
Hex
I mean,
adds
that's
more damage
probably what I'll
to your
do.
Eldritch Blast each time it hits.
Sorry?
Hex will add more damage to each Eldritch Blast.
Yes. Then I'll cast Hex. Or then I will Hex, rather. This guy. Hexblade's Curse. So, starting at first level, you gain the ability to place a curse on someone as a bonus action. I'm going to obviously do that. And they're cursed for 1 minute. The curse ends early if the target dies. There's, as far as I'm aware, no save involved.
Okay, can you tell me what is the source of your pact?
I have a pact with an intelligent weapon. She is a bow, and I believe I named her Angel Breaker or something like that. Something rather straightforward.
All right. So you like aim your bow at the Lumitar and do some hoobly, and the Lumitar kind of look like she looks up at you, eyes of pure radiant light, just sort of like discerning. She cocks her to one side, and she says, "Are you sure you want to do that?"
I've been sure from the moment you killed my mentor that this is the path I chose in life.
She's like, "Are you sure it was me? I don't make a habit of killing mortals."
It wasn't you individually, but your kind.
You are quick to name kinds. I know you, Crownbreaker. Rathael's Get. You always hunt the lawful, yet you come for me, who chose to give justice, not receive law. You tell me that the slayer of your master was not one of them? Those who would put subservience above good? As she does this, she just sort of like plays a beautiful note.
Just jamming it out.
She's jamming out. She's really chill.
Alright, well then I think I am going to let us discuss this with the angel. I'm going to...
But you're still hexing her.
Yeah, I'm going to try casting... I have cursed her already, but I'm going to also try using one of my buff spells instead of something offensive. I mean, is Hex gonna... Why can't I open this? I'm sorry. Hex. Spell. 5e. Target creature. Disadvantage. Yep, I'm casting Hex. It's something that I have to maintain as a concentration.
Right.
I don't know.
Yes, you make the constipated face, and you lay a hex upon her.
Okay.
What's the name of the spell?
Hex.
It is simply Hex. H-E-X.
It's on SRD.
Oh. Well, I'll take your word for it. If there's a save, there's a save. And is that your turn?
Yes, it is.
Alright, Gore, it seems like the people you're with are talking to the person you're supposed to be killing for some reason. What would you do about that?
If I go with the... Oh my god. First of all, I'm gonna move over here. Well, if I play like if my character is made, I would attack her, but... I'm gonna ready my weapons and hold my action.
Alright, so you're ready to hit her if things go down. It's Rezo's turn. Rezo, one of those goddamn angels is here. The one that killed all your friends.
Nope, it's not one of them. This is more good angel, right?
Yeah, so she's making the argument that, like, hey, I'm not on that side of the war. We're killing the same people.
And I
That
agree.
is actually what stopped my character from playing the first strike. She's
I put my hand up and say hold, and then I walk forward and just talk to her.
All right.
I was saying, now if you're saying what you're saying is true, and you're a good angel more than lawful, I am the same way as well. I can't speak for my comrades here, but I would like to offer negotiations. And if you leave this place, we'll think better of it, and we see nothing. Or you can join us, or you die here.
She says that I did not choose.
Persuasion.
Oh, you roll persuasion. Yeah, you can. I mean, I would continue the dialogue a moment sooner, just in case you have a counter argument that would be effective to what she's going to say. She'll say, "But if I leave this place, who will free these people? I have been made in such a way as to be uniquely suited to break them of these chains they have so foolishly taken onto themselves. It is for the greater good that I allow their souls to be free from the vile.
And I agree as well. But the greater good is to keep you alive, and if you can be an ally to us, of the Crownbreakers, and take down the lawful angels with us."
She thinks about it for a second, and she says, "I knew Raphael."
Do you agree with him?
He made a lot of deals.
Indeed. And that's
You're still here, but Raphael is not. I'm not sure. If I go with you, you won't free these people.
We can work on it. That's the negotiation on the table.
Interesting. And your companions. She looks around. I know your kind. Raphael's get have become mercenaries in his absence. You came here for my money and the dust. For their money and my dust, didn't you? Will you let me go?
Well, they can answer that. What do you guys say?
I came here to kill.
I did not hear
I
anything.
came to kill the same kind of angel that killed my mentor. You don't appear to be the kind, so I'm willing to let you live, as long as everybody else agrees.
The Lumitar's like, do you know her name? The one who killed your master. Yeah, she's asking you, like, do you know the name of the one that killed your master?
Now would be an excellent opportunity for you to tell me if you have any plans for that.
I was gonna wait for direction you had, but if are you open?
Oh, I'm open, yeah.
Yeah, I would say it was probably Lathandiel the Avenger.
Nathaniel?
Lathandiel. I'll put it in chat.
Okay, cool. Because I didn't know how it would go, and I wanted to leave it up in your hands, considering I don't know very much about the angels in this case.
So
there we
go. So she's like, oh, him? What a coincidence. She like, music stops and she's like, we have a common foe. Do you hunt Lathandiel?
I do.
She rips a fat cord on her godglaive, and a glowing, pure white music note flies forward, strikes you in the chest, dissipates. You feel it well in your soul, like there's a cord wound up there. And she says, when you find him, release it, and I will be there. I have long awaited his day of reckoning.
Indeed.
And yeah, so she's just like,
Interesting.
summon me and I will be there. I will help you. I will help you kill your master's killer. And she's like, so then. And she rips another fat cord, and Greg is going to make a save. Actually, no, Greg's already pretty much free. The music.
Underneath, by the way, she's just like awestruck.
Yeah. So the woman isn't passed out. She's like has his face like she's got like a oh fuck face. She says like, I may have agreed to come here willingly, but I would never make that mistake again. And
So
yeah, I would say at this point we're like out of initiative order. I would say, but I'll keep it around.
under what obligation do we have to fulfill this contract? Take it. Is it bad to not?
It was a to whom it may concern, Crownbreaker, and you are the Crownbreakers who arrived. You know that other Crownbreakers will come if word of your success does not spread.
Yeah.
But
There is no obligation to fulfill it, is what I'm asking.
you're not. Yeah. So you didn't like swear an oath.
Okay.
We could find her like a copy of her, because she can do that.
Do you propose that?
Yes, I do. So no other Crownbreakers come and hunt her.
Sigoriel's like,
We can just say we killed her. I mean,
they're like,
No, we can make a fight happen while somebody's in influence of the hive mind. So it seems like we did our job. We get the money, and
When
we
this
get her help.
she just still runs around freeing people from the hive.
well, you said that you were willing to help her, or you said it's on the table that you guys would ultimately work towards the freedom of these people. So
Yeah.
she's willing to lay off right now the crusading bit.
Yeah, what I would suggest then, since we're all kind of talking happy and all that shit, is that she tries something more subtle, change from within the system.
Sigoriel's like, it is not much in my nature to give up before the job is done, but there are many places in need.
for the greater good.
Exactly.
Or you can join us and be part of the Crownbreaker Angels,
Especially,
She says,
and we
right,
won't hunt you
especially
anymore.
help us with the law side.
she says, I believe you, but I don't know about other Crownbreakers.
Exactly.
Raphael's
If
have
you
always.
join us, then you have the credentials to be free and help us against the lawful angels.
You would join the Giving War? Not as mercenaries, but as soldiers of... You want the first to make this decision. But you must know, the Crownbreakers who chose to do what you're talking about, they died with Raphael.
I meant her to join us.
Yeah, no, she's just saying, yeah, but, she's just like, the last time this happened, the last time Crownbreakers really fought on the side of Raphael, angels and Crownbreakers fighting together against the lawful angels, they all died. Raphael and his Get, who were still chivalrous and fought with him, it was a wipe. The forces of law, she says, the legions of law, they are more likely to master the field. They are more ordered, more of them at once, more strategic, more ruthless, less merciful.
And you want them to just go freely? War is coming no matter what.
War has been here, raging across the cosmos.
Exactly.
Will you even live to see the end of it? How long do you live, my Isamar, fallen so far from what you once were? Perhaps...
And I learned my lesson. And
Perhaps.
I can't let it happen again.
Perhaps. I see the good in your heart, but the road you speak of is hard.
And yet
See?
we fight on.
She's like, very well
You
then.
still fight on now with your sense of justice. I cannot stop. You cannot stop. Why not just join us?
Sigoros says, she's really thinking about it. I'd say hit her with the persuasion roll now, because you've talked her around. She says, you make a good argument, but I have needs across the far sky, places you may not easily tread.
But why not just do that with our protection, and we won't hunt you? Just do it out of convenience, at least. And then
she says, the only angels the Crownbreakers catch are those who stay in one place for too long. If I'm willing to leave, they have no idea where I am. And nobody's probably going to be paying them money where I'll be. So, I'll be safe enough. And really,
for some time, but
I don't
at some
fear...
point there's going to be another group coming for you.
Yeah, if you stay here.
There are angels who feared death once. They no longer wear my halo. I merely fear not living my purpose.
But if you want to get your revenge on Lathandiel as well, you need to keep her safe.
She says yes. She says, very well then. We enact a ruse. You appear to kill me. Make it look good. Have someone under the influence of the high mind see it, but not the end. And you'll just pretend to have collected the dust and guard it jealously. Totally normal procedure for Crownbreakers. Then, when you find Lathandiel, I will fling myself across the far sky, in incomprehensible natures and across the winds of the heavens. I will be on the wind, a note in the air, and when she summons me to Lathandiel, we shall strike him down together. And then maybe we'll get a drink and talk about this whole team-up business.
We could be Avengers, you know.
She's like, Avengers tend to break along the more lawful side, but we could be Avengers. They tend to have a fighting streak in them. So she gives a rip on the Godglaive, and she's like, well then, let's stage us a fight. And she claps her hands, and 2 effigies appear.
Beautiful. Two? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So they basically look like her, although you can kind of tell, like, maybe not as bright. Although they are burning. Like, anybody who comes within 5 feet of them, like, has to worry about getting burned.
Okay, so awesome. I've got a great question for Greg.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask him. Do you want to go back under?
And Greg says, "Oh no, I'm remembering everything. I
take it you did not consent to being a member of the Hive Mind, then?
Of course I did. It's always a choice.
Okay.
I'm just remembering what I did."
Do I need to yell at him again?
Do you want to forget and rejoin the Hive Mind?
He says, he looks really conflicted, and he's like, I don't know what I want. And then he looks at you and he's like, maybe all I ever really wanted was love.
Okay. But, like, barring that, though.
Right.
He's like, oh, woe is me. And Greg is now like, oh.
I ask Greg, and I touch him on the shoulder, like, you know, familiar, like, and I ask him, will you remember any of this if you go back under?
He says, my memories will resume when I was last connected to the mind, I think. But I think the high mind, they can drill if they think you might know something. They can root around inside your brain. They've never done it to me, but I've watched it.
Do we have any memory forgetty sort of spells amongst us?
Hey, it's the pasta, the memory of forgetty.
I'm sorry, what just came
Yeah.
out?
Do we have any spells that could help us with this?
We're a bunch of fighters.
Yeah.
I think I'm like actually
Smash
the
his
only
head
spell-
in. Enough for him to forget.
I can slap him so hard he forgets everything.
Well, actually, we could give him a coma, but doesn't seem to be the smartest of ideas. So am I
Not really,
actually
no.
the only spellcaster here? God, that's so abnormal for me. I'm usually not a spellcaster. I don't think there's a spell that'll help us with this.
Yeah, so Greg is like, the other people, they pretty much fled before this happened. You might be able to catch up to one of them. But yeah, Segorio is also like, there's some more miners back that way.
Great plan. Are they still under the influence?
Yes, I couldn't get all of them. And
Well,
some
then let's
were
take them
resistant.
there instead.
Hmm?
I'm gonna let poor Greg go. He's been through a lot. Find your girl or boy, Greg.
Greg's like, after what I've done, no, I think I just need to go find those midgets and have a nice stiff drink of whatever it is they have in those kegs. If I see you another time in this bleak, miserable life, maybe I'll have learned something, Crownbreaker. Until then, have fun with whatever it is you're doing. And remember, never put spinach in the stew. And he just hops down and he's off. The bird guy has been very intently watching all this from the rocks. He's like, go! Good plan! Go!
I want to kill that bird.
Alright. I mean, if you come over with lethal intent,
Does the bird want to go on?
he's a clap, 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 clap.
Alright, let's go stage our fight.
Our Tata is like,
I gotta go pick
go! Repressed memories have returned, go!
Is that the same bird that flipped off? Not really, no.
I would say roll, make an intelligence save. Why not?
Intelligence.
I don't know if that's how you're supposed to remember things, but why not?
Why don't I see it? Yeah. There you go. Ugh.
All right. All bird people look the same to you. Nothing against bird people. They all just kind of look like that.
God damn, he's ugly.
Racist.
Yeah, the Artata is not what mammalian humanoids tend to consider beautiful. And they just gotta get out of here. And he hops away because he gets the sense that she's about to go down. So what you guys basically want to do is you want to stage a fight with Segorio in front of people who don't know that you're bros with her now.
Yeah, and we actually only need one copy of her, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what she'll basically do is, she will be, somewhere that you guys aren't, and one of her effigies will go out there, and, she can control them. So it'll fight. It'll fight against you.
Yeah, since we're discussing this and collaborating and scheming and shit, I
How's
just
this
suggest-
one actually?
Why don't we? Oh yeah,
She's still like, wow, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that either. Oh man, I want to go back. I want to forget, but I have to remember. Oh, so she's still really conflicted about this.
She's not even paying attention to us.
Yeah, she's definitely having herself a big think.
Yeah.
Do we want to wait out her big think and have her as our audience? I feel like that's a bad idea though because she's been privy to all the schemes.
She's heard all of this.
Yeah, no. Let's just let her have her debacle. And actually, you know what? Let's encourage her not to rejoin the commune.
You want to roll persuasion on that? And what's your argument?
Here, I'm gonna hop on over. And I'm going to pat her on the shoulder and I'm going to be like, hey, look, I've been through some pretty shitty stuff in my life too, and I've made a lot of mistakes. I lied about who I was for a very long time, and I've lied about what I did, which was I lied about killing an angel. I hadn't until my last encounter with one. I let him go, and he's still terrorizing the world. I claimed that I had killed him, that he killed my mentor, and I didn't get my revenge, and I'm still looking for it. But the thing is, I've made these mistakes, and I remember them every day of my life, and that makes me the person that I am today.
She
So
says,
forgetting is the weak choice. Even if you've killed a man, even if you've done really horrible things, or have had horrible things done to you, perseverance is how we know who we are. Survival. That's human nature. Should I roll persuasion?
yeah, actually do roll persuasion, and I would say I'll give you advantage on that. All right. She says, at first, she's like, my memories only make me weaker. But you're right.
Learn to make them. Sorry, learn to use these memories to make you stronger. Forgetting is the weak choice. Remembering, that's strength.
She stands up, scuffs herself off, and she's like, what's your name?
My name is Aurora Dusk.
Dusk.
Yours? What's your name?
Me?
You have a name, don't
They
you?
called me... My name is Sarah, but everyone called me Glib.
Called you what?
Glib. That was back when people had, names. Nobody really talked in the soup kitchen. But Dusk.
Okay.
My cousin was named Dusk. He was just a boy when they came. She shakes her head and she's like, thank you, Aura Dusk. I'll remember your name. And she sort of looks down the hall of the cave and then the other direction. And she's like, so this is like, I don't actually know how to get out of here.
Follow the others?
She's like, yeah, I'll try and catch up.
Follow.
Yeah, so she runs off in this direction to fates unknown. Yep, and Sigoriel, speaking through the effigy, says, very well then, shall we dance?
Let's indeed.
Why not?
All right,
So
yeah.
my suggestion is we get her into an open area, we fight for her for like one round, and then we get the hell out of Dodge, drop the bomb. Yeah? We'll do it all before dinner.
I mean, if it's just like, a mirror, it wouldn't be that hard to just kill it really quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. Very well then.
All right, so
I'll keep the bombs, huh?
all right, so two questions about this wide open space you're going to. How close do you want to get to potential witnesses, and how real do you want this to be a fight? Which is to say, do you want to actually like attack each other, or do you want to roll performance?
No, let's
I
fight.
think just fighting, yeah.
Yeah, all right. So you want to actually fight it. And how close do you want to get to the audience?
Does
Considering
it hurt her?
it won't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't hurt her at all for one of her things to be destroyed.
I
I
could
don't
take
know,
it.
maybe 15,
My
20
only
feet
concern
away
is like
from
an
the...
objective time sense. I want to get out and go on a walk with my mother to see the. There's a meteor shower tonight. But other than that, we could just fight.
All right.
That sounds cool.
All right. Well, the idea with the effigy is it does hurt people who get too close to it. but some of you can attack from 10 feet away, and you might not mind the burn.
Nope.
All right. So the effigy is basically going to like. All right. So we're gonna maintain the old turn order, and I'm just gonna have the effigy roll.
Okay.
And you guys want to be fairly close to the witnesses, right?
Yeah, why don't we have it be like kind of a party thing, and she's stepping back, and we're moving forward, so that it looks like we've been fighting them until we get into the cavern, sort of thing.
All right, yeah. So you approach a cavern, which is near Greenlight Depository. It's got like some crates and some buildings and stuff, and it's like they see you in the distance, the fight going on, and they're like, "Oh shit!" And like you see people sort of like they keep a wide berth, but several of them like they're all muttering to like sort of echolocate, but several like they fan out and station themselves like at regular intervals around, almost like they're trying to get an IMAX ass recording of this.
Yeah, I'm gonna yell, "Stay the fuck back!"
All right. At this, they sort of do, and you see in the distance, Mid-Mind Aurora is responding personally, and says, "I will keep them at distance. Dispatch it." And yeah, this is, I mean, angel fight happens. Credit to Kevin McLeod. All right. It is Rezo. Oh, no, wait, it's not Rezo's turn. It's Vitali's turn. You guys can arrange yourselves to start however you want.
Yep, I'm gonna go kind of in the back.
Boppity boop boop bop. Beepity beep beep
This is
boop boop
fucking
bop.
great. What a twist!
So, you know how it's gonna do, right?
How it's gonna do.
So the first one, because I'm going to use the superior die, because fuck it, why not? First one was gonna be a disarming strike. So let's see if I even hit. There's a 24 hit.
A 24 definitely hits the effigy.
All right. Target must make a strength saving throw. So if I remember correctly, it's 8 plus proficiency plus strength. So 8 plus 4, so 12. 15. Okay.
Oh,
The effigy withstands.
All right. I'm gonna do it again. 16.
A 16 does hit the effigy on the money.
Okay. So.
All right. And that is a magical weapon.
Yeah, and it has to make a 15. Or yeah, 15 DC strength, or get disarmed again.
All right. So it's not really wielding a weapon. But yeah, you knock its hands around.
Schmack.
It is Aura's turn.
Oh, it's not.
okay.
Oh, it's
Wait,
not. Oh,
what?
Vitaly, you still
Oh,
going?
it's not. I'm not done yet. So I'm guessing that doesn't hit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't hit.
So.
Oh wait, no, you have advantage because you're flanking, right? Or does this count as flanking? I'll give you flanking. Yeah, that is. It's on the
Okay.
money.
Cool.
That's gonna look way too easy.
I mean, I can keep going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys, technically speaking, it looked like you've been fighting out the hallway.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So that was your turn. Aura, it's your turn. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I won't just
I'm
one shot
lobbing
it.
2 Eldritch Blasts at this effigy. Oh my
So
god,
that's a-
that was 2 natural ones in a row. Fucking A. I'm assuming a 28 hits though.
Yeah, 28 definitely hits.
Nice, okay. I only deal 7 force.
All right. So Gore the Great, or no, it's Effigy's turn. The effigy turns to Vitaly and unleashes mockery at him.
Cool.
And it does 9 psychic damage as a terrible force rings through Vitaly's ears. Then the effigy swoops closer to Gore the Great. Gore the Great's turn begins, and because he begins his turn right next to the effigy, he gets to make a dex save to avoid getting burned.
Dex save.
You're to half the burning damage.
There
Yeah,
you
so
go.
you're only going to take half of this. But yeah, so she's gonna deal you around 5 fire damage as you get scorched a bit. But you're a big tough guy and you got your shield and stuff, but you're heating up. But it's your turn.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna attack. There's nothing else I can do actually, so.
That is absolutely a hit. All right, so you set to 0. Even though based on your knowledge of how the Lumitars work, she should just dissipate. It looks like the crown, like a mock crown, is sort of floating above her, and it begins to tingle, almost like in a hit me kind of way. It's not working the way that crowns actually do when you crown break, but maybe this is part of the show. Yeah, so Rezo, it's your turn.
Actually, I can still.
Oh wait, no, yeah. Well, yes, yeah. You can make the attack just to show us how much you do it. Yeah, because you do the 21. You hack into him. Yeah, 17's a hit. All right, yeah. So you hack at one of the effigy's wings. It kind of breaks apart a bit for a second before being people you stab deep into it. There's golden ichor seems to splatter all over the field and coat your blade. Your magic sword just ripping through her. But she won't die because her crown needs to break.
Yeah.
But as you sword passes the second time, you notice that there's not really anything there. It's an illusion. So.
Have to do the flanking thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Go for it.
That's a 28. Yeah, that's a hit.
Nice.
All right, so yeah, Gore's sword crosses through the crown, disrupts it, and at the same time Rezo strikes it, and it explodes in a way much like an actual crown does, and a sort of a crystal version replaces the effigy, and that crystal version shatters, and something like angel dust sprinkles around, although not the real stuff you immediately know.
Quick, grab the angel dust.
Yeah, and then it looks like you just swoop, and that's one effigy down.
Nice. Are we actually going to fight the second effigy?
The second effigy didn't come out here.
Then I don't see any reason why not to just end it there.
Yep.
Yeah,
they so basically this has been witnessed by everybody. Pat, you have a meteor shower to get to. But basically all of you guys are gonna get the 12k. You're gonna get the 12k promised. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of you. I can't believe we're doing this, but Oh, okay, yeah, this split's even. I assume you all just take 3k.
Yeah, that sounds fair to
Alright,
me.
everyone's 3k richer. If your second mission gain a level, and then so I think that's Pat. And really quick, Pat, favorite, least favorite, we want to see more of, so I can let you go.
Okay, so I'll start with my least favorite, which is kind of a trend for me now. I think I do this every single session, don't I? My least favorite is, again, my own lack of knowledge of the Warlock character. I promise next time I'll be actually decently prepared with, knowing all my spells.
In general, I do prefer it to be something that I can control, although I can't help you with Warlock stuff. So, is there anything particular to the session that I did that maybe...
No. Alright, so I'll go on then. I guess my least favorite part of the session is, again, a little bit partially because of me, but also not entirely under my control. It seemed to kind of drag towards the beginning. And, I don't know what the reason was for that. I think we were all kind of figuring out what was going on and stuff.
Yeah, this is also the first time where I've legitimately not prepared for it at all, so I think it went pretty well, all things considered.
I think you did very well. So, parts that I loved. I love resolving conflict out of direct conflict. It's so fun. So I love that we didn't kill the angel. That was actually a twist to me. I kind of figured we'd be railroaded into fighting it. But then again, we are literally fighting lawful good creatures, so this one sided more towards the neutral good side of things, which means
Zero's like, you're welcome.
Love it. Yeah, thank you. I also like that I was able to, give a resounding or sort of a speech to the commoner, and all those sort of NPC interactions were fun. I love the hive mind. They are terrifying, and I like that it's not like some sort of, mantis entity or something. It's literally just humans, as far as we're aware, using mind control goop that helps people forget and be susceptible to psychic powers. So I'll actually transition that into things I'd like to see more of. I kind of want to see more of the hive mind. I would love to see them again somehow. No obligation to throw that in ever again, but I think it would be fun to unravel more of their mysteries. And you did lay out a really clever culture for us to interact with. So kudos to you on all of that. So I will depart now. I think I've gotten through all of my post work. Thank you very much for the session. Loved it, as always. And I'll see you on Thursday and also Wednesday. Ciao.
I'll see you. All right. So, just big order. Whole trip. Favorite, least favorite. We want to see more of.
Favorite. Just talking with her. That was interesting to actually be able to, get the money and not actually do anything. That was fun.
All right. You definitely don't want people to find out you did that because that would sink your reputation.
But as far as least favorite, yeah, to go off of her, the beginning was kind of slow. I don't know if that was because of us or what, but
I definitely think that rests on me. I think that I didn't thrust you into it because I wasn't going full improv because I'd begun to put Gantley something to help. I didn't have time to put line of sight or anything on it. Yeah. So I was kind of I had a bad day, fortunately.
Yeah.
But I think that I think it was on me. I think that you guys did a fine job. I just needed to provide you with more quicker, and I felt like it sped up as you talked to the quartermaster. I just needed to move that conversation well, and I kind of it
took a long time to just talk to the quartermaster.
Yeah, that was definitely a moment where I did not handle NPC conversation well. Even though I think there was good content there, I think it took too long.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. What scenes do you want to see more of in the future?
Different types of angels, as always. Seeing something that could fight multiple types is cool, but
you obviously didn't get to fight it.
Yeah, we didn't get to really fight it, so we wouldn't see how that would have played out in actual combat. Those things are little tinky buggers.
Mm-hmm. All right, and any other general comments or?
No, that's it.
All right. Zero. Favorite, like some more.
There's not much else than what they said. The beginning is a bit slow, kind of like last time.
Mm-hmm.
But we also push forward. It's kind of hey, what do you guys want to do? And it's nobody says anything, nobody does something. So it's a little of both.
Yeah.
This was fun. It was cool. It's just the last time it ramps up, it gets there. It's neat to talk. It's neat to just go with it. You go with the flow. You do really well with that, with conversations and stuff like that. So good job.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, man, that's it. It's not much to complain about.
Awesome. Well then, okay. So Mr. Stone, as you might have guessed, we do this thing where it's I ask you what your favorite part was, what your least favorite part was, and what you see more of. So without further ado, our friend from Finland, but also actually from Russia, what did you like?
Yeah. Well, as a new player and kind of, there's anything bad I can say.
Right.
Okay, almost the same things that everybody else said, and like the rock throwing competition actually.
Okay, yeah.
So we get away without the fighting.
Yeah,
but-
I thought that was a unique way to like resolve that.
Yeah, and yeah, the conversation with Quartermaster was long, but I didn't mind it. So it's
Mhm.
actually, yeah, and staging the fight was actually good as well. We got the reward without killing and got a kind of ally for Aura for the future if it's gonna happen.
So what is something you'd like to see more of?
Maybe the Hive. Yeah, I want to fight the Hive at some point.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's definitely interested in dealing with the Hive, so
Yeah.
if you, I mean, I assume you guys like to down with Angio, she might want to go back and handle it. So more of the Hive, and maybe this is actually more for Zero and Boltrip because they were there. But how did you guys feel that this compared to the other map travels, considering that it was basically like I basically railroaded you, come to think of it, versus having the Belm's map.
We needed a guide, so
Yeah. For the purposes of like one shots, I don't mind the railroading because it can make sure that they end on time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind it at all.
Awesome. Remember, hatch the Crownbreakers system. Awesome. So I will. Yeah. I can't think of anything else. You guys are always free to hit me up on Discord or wherever else. Feedback. But I will. Yeah.
if I can say something, it looks like you're like on this type of loop on these one shots. If you want to look into a good loop, it is the Monster Hunter series, because this is basically Monster Hunter.
Because we're making stuff out of them.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're going out there, we're investigating, we're gonna go hunt them, and we make shit out of them. It's like this is literally Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah, and we talked last time about like traps that you might have and like things to disable their wings. This is totally
maybe a tracking phase or some sort of investigation phase.
Yeah, kind of more like was in the very first one where they kind of like went around. Yeah. I definitely think
something. Maybe look into that if you want. I mean, you don't have to.
No, I think you make a very salient point. It really is like Monster Hunter with angels in this weird way.
Or look into other the good ones would be hunting guilds and what they do. Mm-hmm. Whoever else does make some maybe custom made hunting guilds and what they do, things like that. I mean, I know we're mercenaries, but we're basically a hunters guild that's specific for angels, because I'm pretty sure we probably get contracts for materials for arcane spellcasters, and they might need stuff from angels.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's why there's hunter guilds. That's why there's stuff like that.
Yeah, I definitely think that like the wider like the logistics. I figured that to begin with, I'd be like, all right, to get paid, to get angel dust would be enough. But now that we sort of have that settled, I think it is time to add a bit more depth to like the logistics of what's going on behind the scenes and the crafting of weapons and such. But yeah. Does anybody else have any other comments? Anybody? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was pretty much it.
Awesome. Well, always good.
I am here, so my brain doesn't work.
What can we do with that gold?
That gold. Yeah, I will get you back to you on what to do with gold prices, etc. I think I'm gonna let you guys like buy like places and like realms you've been to and shit, so you can have like a base of operations and like store things there, buy extra mundane weapons. But anyway, I'm gonna let you go, Mr. Stone. Everybody, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I am going to kill the stream here, but it's always a pleasure to have you. Also, I hate to do the thing where I beg for followers, but I actually don't at all. I love it. We are very close to hitting 50 followers, and if we do, we will qualify for affiliate. So if you could do that, if you could leave a follow, if you like this content at all, I love delivering it, and it will allow us to get subscribers and bits, and that would be really lovely. So, oh, I just heard the follow noise. I actually don't have my. Okay, my Twitch up fast enough on my phone to see who followed. The name faded. Whoever you are, just know you'll live on in my heart. Unknown follows. I'll just check the follows. Oh. Thanks, Mr. Stone. Yeah. But yeah, peace out, everybody. I am gonna hit the axe. And